Jefferson, in the world of weather, another gorgeous sunrise here. I mean, albeit have some clouds in the sky, but that's kind of par for the course as we start to potentially see some thunderstorms or even precipitation this morning, right?
There is going to be that small chance of some thunderstorms today, yes, especially in the Yakima area. So as we look outside, we are seeing those clear skies once again, some of those clouds too. But as we go later into the newscast and I show the radar, you will understand why I do believe there are thunderstorm chances today. We're already seeing some of that activity through parts of Oregon. But right now it is calm in Yakima. We're sitting at 56 degrees with a fairly light wind. Wind is also going to be on an increasing trend today, especially this afternoon, as we could see winds gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. Here's a look at your weather headlines today. Isolated thunderstorms and gusty wind on tap for this Wednesday. As we head into Thursday, there is going to be a big time cool down. Highs on Thursday going to be much cooler than anything we have seen recently. We're going to hold on to those breezy, gusty winds tomorrow as well. And then wind is finally going to relent on Friday, and we are going to be looking at warmer temperatures on Friday, at least warmer on Friday compared to what we will see on Thursday. I'll continue to break down your weather forecast, and we'll talk about those thunderstorm chances in our area coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Grant County. The owner of a horse is facing animal cruelty charges. Sheriff's deputies say the horse had been severely neglected. Deputies posted this picture of the horse on Facebook. They got a warrant to seize the animal based on evidence it was starved, dehydrated, and exposed to excessive heat. Unfortunately, the horse wasn't able to support its own weight for long and was euthanized. Deputies have recommended a charge of first-degree animal cruelty, which is a felony. Earlier this month, House Bill 1961 went into effect, reclassifying it as a level 3 crime on the seriousness scale. That new law puts jail time at 2 months to 5 years, as opposed to being up to 1 year for an unranked felony. Now, the owner of the Pasco pallet company that lost thousands of pallets in a fire on Monday is criticizing the Pasco Fire Department, saying a couple of different things slowed the work of firefighters, which allowed a lot more pallets to burn. While no one was injured and no buildings were destroyed, 70,000 pallets burned and a nearby building has heat damage. Javier Sanchez is the owner of Tri-City Pallets. He says he's concerned that when fire crews first responded, the nearest hydrant wasn't accessible due to a damaged nut, preventing firefighters from using that water, and that shortly after trying to use that hydrant, firefighters moved the engine off his property out into the street, something he says allowed the fire to grow even larger, costing him even more.
They're setting up the fire hose to the fire hydrant on the middle of the property, and apparently the fire hydrant wasn't be able to open. They couldn't get water out of there. So the fire truck ended up just leaving the hose in front of the pile, and they retrieved the fire truck to the road. So they left.
Pasco City leaders say they maintain more than 3,000 fire hydrants that are tested every 2 years. In a statement to us, they said, quote, "The non-operational hydrant had been regularly maintained as part of our city's stringent safety protocols. If any hydrant is found to be damaged and not operational, a red bag is placed over the hydrant, and the fire department is immediately notified to update their response systems." Also in that statement, Pasco Fire Chief Kevin Crowley says there was no significant compromise or delay in their firefighting strategy or efforts. The Yakima Nation responded to the Department of Interior's analysis of impacts from a hydro system to both tribal governments and indigenous populations throughout the Columbia River Basin. Last week, the Biden administration released a report which accounts for construction impacts hydropower systems have had on tribes in the basin. A representative with Yakima Nation Fisheries says they felt some satisfaction seeing the report with the goal to rebuild salmon runs.
We're at a critical moment in time with climate change coming in. It's changing how the hydro system can operate. The salmon are on the brink of extinction. We're just about out of time. We've been able to keep them around for the 30 years that they've been listed as endangered.
Iverson also says they have an energy demand which is double the amount of energy needed in the Columbia Basin area. Yakima Valley College President Linda Kaminsky is retiring. Kaminsky announced her retirement Monday to the YVC Board of Trustees, saying her retirement will take effect August 1st. She's been president of YVC for the last 29 years, since 1995. Before coming to YVC, Kaminsky served at colleges in Pennsylvania and Nebraska. She says some of her accomplishments include adding bachelor's degrees and YVC being designated as a Hispanic serving institution.
This is a job where you get to change lives every single day of the week, and I can't imagine having a better job than this one.
Kaminsky says she's looking forward to traveling, connecting with family, and participating in family activities. Her advice to anyone who wants to be a college president is to go to a place where you believe you can make a difference and change the lives of students. This week is National Boys and Girls Club Week, an organization that focuses on supporting youth across our country. The Boys and Girls Club has over 5,000 locations in America with 29 club sites in Benton and Franklin counties alone. Our local clubs serve more than 4,000 kids and teens, and more than 170,000 meals and snacks were handed out to area youth in 2023. The 4 pillars they focus on with kids include academic success, health and well-being, character and leadership, and life and workforce readiness. And just because it's summertime doesn't mean the club isn't in session.
The needs for young people don't end when the bell rings. They continue, whether that's summer or during after-school times. And so we want to connect with the kids that come into our buildings to really continue what happened during the school day. That might be, meals and snacks and solving some of those challenges of food insecurity. It's enhanced learning opportunities and career development and social emotional supports.
To find locations and learn more about pricing and hours, you can head over to our website, KEPRtv.com. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here because temperatures are still going to be on the warmer side today, but we have a little bit of the cloud coverage, which hopefully may be a reprieve for some folks that don't want to deal with that direct sunlight.
Well, I will say that there's going to be some cloud coverage overhead, but there's also going to be some sunshine as well. Now, also embedded in this, there's going to be a small chance of some thunderstorms too. So there's a whole mishmash of things going on today. We're also going to be faced with gusty winds this afternoon as well. Here's a look at your high temperatures for today, as well as, again, some of those thunderstorm chances along with some peaks of sunshine here and there. We will take a look at the current radar picture and we will have a look at the Storm Tracker Futurecast all coming up.